to another session with Ascent Consult, and my name is Titilope Akinwale, and today we'll be talking about effective techniques, how to prepare for an interview. So it's basically how you should prepare for an interview. So if you're fresh out of school or you want to change your job, this is important to career people. You want to change your job, you have an interview coming up that you're going to attend, then this is for you. So what companies do when they want to hire suitable candidates is that they conduct various rounds of interviews, and those interviews are to measure the candidate's technical and behavioral prowess, like how is this person technically and how is this person's behavior and attitude to work. So interviews are done to gauge the personality, the strength, and also the weaknesses of a candidate to handle the role that they want to work as, and also to understand if the candidate is suitable for the job or not. And another thing to know is that sometimes interviews are conducted to decide how well a candidate can also fit into the company's work culture. Let me give an example to that. For example, if during an interview they find that, let's say in a company, teamwork is an important culture in that firm or that company, and you as the person being interviewed come and you're not a team player, you like to do things on your own and just you and you. For a company like that the reason why they are doing that interview is to figure out if that candidate is fit for their work culture, you would not be a suitable candidate. So that's just an example to buttress that point. And now it is important to understand that most interviews usually have 3 stages or 3 parts, and the first part is where the interviewer or the hiring manager, they get to know you, or like what do you do, like things about you, basically not just things about you. Although as we go on, I have some you know um, popular questions that HRs and hiring managers usually ask, and I'll tell you how to respond to them, so I will not give you that yet. So the first part is where the interviewers get to know you, and the second part is where they want to know, your knowledge about the job role that you're applying for, and then the third part is where you get to discuss your remuneration and all of that. Now, I'm giving you some interview tips that you need to put in mind when you're attending an interview. The first one is be confident. Don't stammer, don't stutter, and don't give room for second guessing. For example, if you're answering a question that you're being asked, don't be like don't make them feel like you're not sure of what you're saying. Or sometimes some people get so they're not confident enough, and it's even like they're asking the interviewer a question. Like, don't do that, please. Make sure that you're confident. Properly prep yourself before attending an interview. I know sometimes when you're preparing for interviews and all of that, you might get scared, but there's no need to be scared, really, because the people that are going to interview the hiring managers, they're not going to bite you, they're not going to beat you. They just want to get to know you and just know how suitable you are for the job. So that is what you should focus on. So do not stammer, do not stutter, and do not second guess yourself. Then the second part, which is very important, is make sure that you know what the company offers. Like, do a thorough research about any company that you're applying to get a job in. Don't just go to, like now you apply for an interview and then you just go there knowing absolutely nothing about that company. For example, they ask you, what's the motto of our company? And it might be a situation where the motto of that company is boldly written under their logo everywhere, anywhere you see it, and they ask you that kind of question and you don't know it. Or they ask you something else and you don't know it, something basic and you don't know it. Or they ask you, oh, what do we do? And all that, and you do not know it. So you need to conduct a research just to know about the company that you're applying to before going for an interview. This is not just important for you to get the job, also for yourself, so that you'll be more confident. Okay, and also to know that, is this actually where you want to work? Is this do you think you want to have that job role also for you, not just for the interview. Then be aware of everything you have in your CV. So when you're going for an interview, make sure that you know everything in your CV. They shouldn't mention anything in your CV and you're like, oh, you do not remember. Make sure that you know everything that is in your CV, because questions can be asked. They might refer to something in your CV and they'll need you to answer it. So make sure that you're aware of everything that is in your CV. Then, your experience must relate to the job role that you're interviewing for. So this part, that is where your CV has to, you have to make sure that you tailor your CV to this effect. Make sure that all the information that you give me, for example, your experience, your job experience in your CV, it should relate to the job you're applying for. For example, you cannot be a software developer and then the job experience in your CV is customer representative or customer relations or things like that. You have to put um, a job experience that relates to the job role you are um, applying for. And if you do not have any experience, that means you're applying for a beginner or entry level in that company, so they will understand that, okay, you're a beginner. But then you should also put, courses that you have done to that effect. Oh, I have done this and that, I have attended this, I have volunteered for this, showing that, okay, you have been in line with this particular job role you want to attain. Yes. So for the part where you have to tailor your CV to the job role, you want to watch our previous video where I talked about how to write a winning CV or resume. So I'll put the link to that video in the comment section. So now, another tip is, please use plain grammar, plain English. Do not go into an interview speaking, I don't know how to say it, just speaking big grammar, big words up and down. No, please don't do that. Be as plain as possible. The people there are not interested in the English that you're speaking. They just want to know that you're very eloquent, you can speak well, and you have something you can offer. You have value. You can add value to the firm. So please speak plain and simple English. And also, please do not give very long responses. Like, if they ask you a question, don't add unnecessary things to your response. Just be short and precise. Make sure you know what they want for every question. Make sure you know what they want. That is why it is good for you to prep for an interview. You might want to have a friend, conduct an interview for you, and you can go online. There are so many questions that I usually ask that you want to prepare for and know how to answer those questions also. Another tip I'll be giving you today is, do not be fake. Don't fake anything. Be yourself. Don't lie about anything. Don't bluff. Don't exaggerate any of your skills and all of that. Just be very honest during the interview. Bluffing should be avoided at all costs. It's going to land you in trouble. Yes. So, yes, I already said that you should answer straight to the point, and while you're answering those questions, so please be honest and truthful. Do not lie about anything, because at the end of the day, they might find out if you lied about anything in your interview. Also, for your dressing, please wear formal clothes, and also formal and comfortable. Don't wear something that you're not comfortable in and you're constantly, switching and moving. Wear formal clothes and also be comfortable in what you're wearing. Do not wear too much jewelries and everywhere is just wear comfortable clothes, something you're comfortable in. And yes, keep your accessories bare minimum. Just be simple. Then make sure that you reach your venue on time. That is also one of the things that they look out for. If you reach there late, it's like you're telling them that when you get the job, you're going to be coming to work late. So please make sure you get to the interview location on time. And if your interview is online, make sure that you are on like 10 to 15 minutes before, and you should be on time, or you can be 10 to 15 minutes before the time. At least just log on, just be there. You can be doing something else, but make sure that you're already there. That is to ensure. And the reason why you should log in 10 to 15 minutes to know that, okay, make sure that your connection is set up well, your camera is showing your face, confirm all your setup for the interview is all right before the interview starts. Now, another tip is, do not sound dull when you're answering questions. For example, they're like, tell me about yourself, and you're like, I went to la la la. No, please. Make sure that what you're saying, you have expressions. Like, you're talking about yourself, you should have expressions, like have facial expressions, or what you're saying. Maybe there are some things, or you can smile. Nobody says you should frown at that interview. You can smile, talk about yourself. Just make sure you have expressions. Not that you just be talking like it just shows that you're not enthusiastic about getting that particular job, and you're just there that, okay, they said we should come for an interview. Okay, yes, here I am. So please do not sound dull when you're at an interview. Be enthusiastic and interactive. Interview is not meant to be boring, although there's a reason for it, but also don't be very dull. It's just make them want to sleep. Yes, so for online interview, make sure that your video is on. Don't turn off your video. They want to see you. They want to see your, like I said, your facial expressions, how you're answering those questions. And if you're wondering how your facial expression is supposed to be when you're attending an interview, just look at me. How I've been talking to you since. My hand gestures, my face. Sometimes I'm smiling. But please don't laugh too much also. Yes, don't laugh too much during an interview. They'll just see you as an unserious person. So, yes, try to be interactive with your hiring managers. Yes, and also, I have already said this before, have a smile on your face, but not too much. Just have expressions, basically. Don't just be there like you're saying something that's supposed to be exciting and you're just like this, just looking. And also, another thing is to maintain eye contact when you're speaking to your hiring manager, when you're answering questions. I don't mean that you should look deep into their soul, but like as you're talking, just maintain eye contact with them. Sometimes you can look away, but make sure you're maintaining eye contact with them so that it doesn't seem like you're shy or you're not confident in what you're saying and all of that. You don't want to give a bad impression during your interview. So now I'm moving along to popular questions that are asked during interview, and they're not just popular questions. Those questions, they are popular, but also there's a reason why they ask those questions. And the questions might seem plain, but there's a way you have to answer those questions, and most people don't know this, and that is why sometimes their interviews don't go well. So now, the first question I'm talking about is when they say, tell me about yourself. So some people might just go along and say, oh, my name is this, I am this and that and that. There is actually a way you have to answer that question. So this question is mostly the first question that is asked in any interview, and it sounds easy, but this is where most candidates fail to create an impression with their interviewer, and most of them are not usually aware of what they are supposed to say. So now I'm telling you how to answer this question. Let me start with what you're not supposed to do when you're asked this question. First thing is, do not ask your interviewer or your hiring manager what he wants to know about you, they want to know about you. You might be asking genuinely, but it sounds rude. Let me just put it like this: they are not your friends. There's a reason why they're asking you this question. So when they ask you, tell me about yourself, don't reply and say, what do you want to know about me? Just also, do not tell them what is already in your CV or your resume. When they say, tell me about yourself, trust me, they have gone through your CV. They want to hear from you. So do not tell them what is already in your resume. They want to know what is not there, and they want you to speak it. And please do not speak about anything personal also. Then, when you're introducing yourself, include certain adjectives like, things like, oh, problem solving, things that shows that you're problem solving, innovative, you're tech savvy, maybe you're good with computers, you know how to use some certain software that relates to what you're applying for, It shows that you're creative, a quick learner, eager to learn. Just things that describe you in a professional way. Those are type of adjectives that you should add when you're describing yourself. Also, when you're talking about yourself, you can cover what you have accomplished in your career and the work that you've done in the past that will help you to excel in the position that you're being interviewed for. Then, you can also say why you want the position and how the job is going to be perfect for you. Then, when you're talking about yourself, focus on your strengths, the strengths that are relatable to the work. Please focus on that. So that is how you'd want to answer those questions. I would put some sample responses in the comment section. When as you're viewing the video, you'll be seeing this. So now I'm talking about the next question is when you're being asked, why do you want to work for our company? Please do not give cliche responses like, I want to work with your company because, like all these regular responses. There are ways that this should be answered. You want to show that you understand the job requirements, and also you want to show your interviewer that you want to make them understand the reason why you applied and all of that. Just show that you have value to give. So now some tips to answer this question is, number one, talk about some projects that you have worked on that matches the requirement of the role, and also talk about your aspirations that are also associated with the job role, and have knowledge about the company's vision, mission, and the work that's done in recent years that inspired you to join the organization. So you don't want to say that. When they hear that, they'll know that okay, this person has actually done the work. You know about the company, and it just makes them see, it just shows you as a professional and you know what you're doing. So that is how you should answer a question when you're being asked, why do you want to work for our company? Please do not give cliche answers like, I'm a team player and I'll do well in my team and all of that. I already gave some tips to answer this question. The third question, popular question, is why should we hire you? It's kind of related to the previous question of why do you want to work in our company. So when a recruiter asks this question, they just want to know how well you fit into the position, because every hire is a risk to the interviewer. That is in case such person that they finally see to be suitable for the job is now unfit. So they just want to know how well you would fit into the job role, and your answer to the question can make or break your interview. That is why I am here to tell you how you should answer such question. So the tips to answer this question is how well you would perform the job and how would you be a great addition to their team. So that is what you would want to tell them, how you would perform the job and how you would be a great addition to the team. Then how you possess the right talents or skills to make you stand apart, and just make sure that everything boils down to the fact that you can add great value to their organization. That is what they want to know. They want to know that this person has value to give, has something to give to their organization. Now I'll move along to the last question. And this question, I've been seeing, it was even a trend one time. I've been seeing so many people asking questions about this that, So now the question is on salary or remuneration. When in an interview they ask you, what is your expectation, or what is your current salary, like basically things like that. So when you are being asked what your salary expectation is, please be bold enough to say what you have in mind, but also don't make it. You should have done a research also about the company. If you can get information about the salary, for that job role. Some firms put the salary there in the ads, some do not. So in a case where you're trying to be safe and all of that, but please, when you're trying to be safe, do not be too safe and just mention one, you know, something that is not. Know your worth first of all. Make sure you know your worth, and that worth. Now talking about the amounts that you're expecting, please make sure it matches with the value you are going to give to the company. So first of all, know your worth. Also, a way you can, answer this question when you're being asked, oh, how much do you want to be earning? You can say, oh, that you would like to know, in a case where maybe the amount was not in the ads, you can ask the interviewer that, oh, what is the salary range that they give for this role? So when they tell you the salary range, you can now tell them that, oh, this is, what you're expecting. Also, you could also say that, oh, in my previous job, I was earning so number, so I would be expecting that I would earn this. So by that you have already, made what you're expecting clear to them. So by that, if what you're the amount you're expecting is not the same with what they are planning to give, some interviewers will go ahead to tell you that, oh, this is what we had in mind and all of that, and some would not say anything about that. So with this, I've come to the end of this video, and I hope that you have learned one or two, and for your next interview you approach it with confidence and with a smile on your face and with expressions when you're talking. Thank you very much for joining today. Please like this video and share to people that would want to see this, and follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And there will be a link on our Instagram page to join a community of business owners and people that want to grow and learn and network. Please click on the link and join us.